Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna just do a quick tutorial on my putting line tutorial, how my technique on the tutorial with the putting line is made. I usually have gone from using the putting line to playing with manual putting. I feel that the manual putting technique that I have portrayed in YouTube earlier is kind of better because the diversity on these putting lines isn't all that correct. I feel it might be that I'm doing it wrong, but I'll show you soon enough that my technique should be like almost 100%. It all comes down to the factors of, is the putting line correct in the first place? Is the speed correct? And do you hit correct on the greens, like perfect hits or strikes? So let's see here. I'll go to the first one. And we will see. So there's the putting line, and what you see in the background there is, it says 7 feet. So when you address the ball, the speed is 7 feet total. So then you kind of take it all the way back and you try and hit it in the middle, and then you go back to 7 feet and you shoot. So on these short putts, it should be quite not impossible to miss, but it should be correctly read. But as soon as you hit like 12, 15, 20 feet, then it's a whole different matter. So again, 7 feet, you try and aim in the middle of the line with the arrow, and you go back to 7 feet and you try and hit perfect. And on this one, I can almost guarantee that you will get 5 of 5. So just do exactly the same. 7 feet, center line, back to 7 feet, and hit it. And it goes in. Same thing. Address the ball 7 feet, wait for the line, center the line, go back to 7 feet, and hit. And it goes in. I feel like in the longer putts, it's really much harder, because you have what you have and the ball will go as it goes. Center line, go back to 7 feet, hit perfect, and it should go in. The same thing over and over. That was 5 easy putts. I made a small test the other day at 12 feet and so on. I wanted to make this video, but in all fairness, many of these tutorials show everything is perfect and so on and so on. I don't feel like that. If I'm missing or missing out, I'm missing out because this one isn't perfect. And if you make a tutorial that guarantees perfect putts, it's on them. It's not on me. Because I say this is imperfect. It's not perfect at all. Anyways, 11 feet. Take it back. Go to the center of the line. It's about there. And this one is hard to read just in the beginning. And if you see at the end, it kind of misses. So do you adjust for it? Or do you just try and follow the line, which should be perfect, if you know what I mean? Because this shows from the starting point, and it doesn't alter if you alter. So if I take it on the side here, it won't read the same, right? So you kind of have to just trust the line, go up to 11 feet, and you hit it. And it's not all the time it goes in. See? It misses, because that is what it showed. It showed it's gonna miss. And it's the same thing, and now the line is different. See? The line is now on the center, more in the center. So if you try and do the same, it's the center line, 11. And let's see what happens. Again, it misses. Okay, so then you have to counter for something. So it's still 11 feet. It's still on the side there. And you kind of have it straight on the line there, right? And in this read, if I were to read this on my own, I would go even more because it starts to curl in the start, right? But it doesn't. So you have to counterbalance and go the other way. Okay, so I'm center line and I go 2 steps to the left, 11 feet. And oh, it went in. So the aim point or the aim line, putting line, is wrong. Because now it's in the center. I would have missed. Go 2 to the side, go up to 11. And it goes in. Very weird for a putting line that is going to read the putts perfect. That is what it is for. You will get the general idea of how this will turn. So you have to make up your own mind and do your own decisions just as you were if you were counting manually and didn't have the putting line. So it's now in the middle. I go 2 to the right, 11 feet, and hit. Perfect. So now you know that the putting line is never perfect. So you always have to make your small adjustments, even if you could perhaps take a smaller smaller approach, you could go longer approach so that it was harder, and then the line will also be straighter. So this was 12 feet, center line, go back to 12 feet and hit it perfect. And when the line is correct, you are also putting straight in. Same thing, 12 feet, wait for the line, perfect line, 12 feet, and again, you hit it. Oh, and now I suddenly missed. So that makes a lot of sense, right? No, it doesn't. It's the wrong line. So now it's center. I go one up and 12 feet and hit it. But this is what you can't do when you're putting the eagle putt. You cannot have a first try and then do it again, unless you have on mulligans and you can mulligan all the way through. So the line is not perfect at all. So now it's in the middle, one up, 12 feet. And it goes in. So if I were using my other method, I still use the same number, like 12 feet is the correct speed, right? So then I'm gonna count the squares. And since the hole is in the middle of the square, you count it as a half. And you count it as a half on the back side of the square. So the line behind the square, behind the hole, is the square you're reading. Notice also that your ball is in the middle of the square. So that is also a half. So in my mind, or in my read, that is a 1, the first square, and it's a 1 on the last square, right? So when you put it in half, it's still 1. The first line you come to, in my mind, that's 2. 1, 2. The second line is a bit slower than a 2, but it's still 2. The third line is also a 2. So that's where I would have had it. And it hit. So now I didn't use the line at all. It is there because it is there, but I don't know how I can explain it any better. The ball is and the hole is still in the middle, so you count the square by your feet, the line by your heel of the foot. So in my estimate, that is actually a 2, and this line is also a 2. So you cut it in half, and it's a 1. No, I'm sorry, it's a 2 total, right? So now I'm gonna just square it up. It's 2, and the first line is it's a 1. Second line is a 3. Third line is a 2. Fourth line, oh, think it's 2. Can be 1. Anyways, I'm gonna try here. Now I haven't looked at the line or squared up at the line, and still it went in. So my read or my counting was correct. And if I do the auto putt preview, go back, center line, go up back to 9 feet, and hit. And that one also goes in. So in some areas, the manual and the automatic is the same. But in my mind, it is much easier to just count manual. When it's a long putt, and if you're teaming up with people, then it can take a bit time, and you sometimes have to do it quick to not have the timer to run out or something like that. But you're still putting. It's still easy to putt. But in my mind, the manual is much more. It's a bigger feat. It's a bigger thing to do it manually because you don't have the helping line in that mind. Now I can do a challenge. I can first do a challenge on the 6th green with the putting line. Then I can go back and turn off the putting line, and I can try and count. So now I'm just gonna use the putting lines and go from there. Like the technique I'm using, just to try and make as many putts as I can. So let's see how it works. This is 15 feet and it's 35 feet putt. So it's a really, really hard putt. And the putting line uses very long time to read. Very, very, very long time. Okay. So it was 15 feet. And if you want to have it exactly the way it was, then you can count. If you count backwards, now it's 15 and 1 is 14. So it's 2. 2 taps up and you will have it on the right spot, okay? So then you take it all the way back, try and hit the perfect there. 15 feet, now it's 14, and it was 2 up. This is where he wanted me, or the putting line wanted me to hit. And that is kind of way off. It makes a better putting chance since you're and these are hard. These are very hard. If you're manually counting this, you also have to consider the next square, because you're going to hit out here to be able to hit it. But it is the same kind of deal. Now it's in the middle, and it was 15 feet. And now you might have to do some Okay, it went much more straight now. Okay. So this time it worked. Then I might have had one more, or it wasn't fast enough then. That is my assessment of the fact. But the first putt is the putt that matters, because when you are playing a game, you don't get two putts. The first putt is always and always will be the counting putt. So do the same, hit there up to 15 feet. That also looks very good. But it missed a little bit. But it's a two putt instead of a three or four putt if you are completely wrong. So that is basically how I would line up by using the putt preview. Very close, very good putt. 3 feet to the hole, it's a gimme range. But I have only made one putt. So another miss, but it was close again. So now it's a new hole, 19. It doesn't seem like it's gonna hit there. It was 19 feet. So if I saw that one, I would have gone a bit inside. So 1, 2, 3 inside, go back to 19 feet. And hope for the best. That was perfect read from the computer. I made a star because I have two made putts. And kind of do the same thing. Center, go 1, 2, 3, 3, 19 feet. Oh, that was close. Same thing. Address the ball. Center. 1, 2. I think that's enough. 19 feet. Ah. I wish I could cancel the swing when I saw it was wrong. Now it was a bit overswing, so it was a bit too fast. Same 19 feet, another chance. Center line, 2 in, 19 feet. Perfect stroke. Burned the edge. So that was a little too, it was not enough. So then we go back to the line. Center, 1, 2, 3, 19 feet. Perfect. And again, burn the edge. Okay, then we can try. Still 2 putts. 2 of 6. Gonna try it again. That was one very bad one. At least 4 stars I should make. So now it wants 9 feet. Wasn't it 15 feet earlier? It goes really much down there. So 9 feet should be in the middle. Not even close. Then you might have to adjust the speed then. So it's still 9 feet. Let's say 11 feet then. Put it on the line. 11 feet. Let's say 13 feet. Still, it doesn't go as it should. Let's try 15 feet then. It is the same. It doesn't follow the putting line. When you aim it like that, in my perspective, if you are having a putting line, then it should show from where you're aiming. So it should show the line where this putt. If I'm just hitting it like this, if I'm hitting like this, that is the line it should show. That is where the ball is gonna end up, right? So the whole reading putt, you're supposed to get the perfect line, right? So then you have to find the speed, and it's 35 feet, and it's a lot of downforce on the putt there. So let's try and make a 15 putt. Put it on the center line, 15 feet. We can do 16 and see how that one ends up. A bit too fast, but a bit closer to the hole. 6 feet too much. So this is kind of why I don't use the putting line, because it is too hard. It doesn't show the correct way. It doesn't show the correct speed as it should, and therefore you get a lot of wrongs with it. So it's kind of all in your mind how it will go. So I'm trying 15 feet, and then of course I slightly missed that one and it destroyed everything, but it went in. This one again, 16 feet. But on small putts, yes. But on longer putts, no. I wouldn't recommend it. I went up to 17, still doesn't reach. So then it might be 18 then. And as I said previously, this isn't a perfect technique. It isn't a perfect. Um, it's not going to guarantee you putts at all. But on shorter putts, it's 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 very likely that it will go in. So 18 and one in. But as I said earlier as well, this will this wouldn't go in even if I wanted to as the first um, as the first putt you make. So one in, and it was eight. Was it 18 or 19 I took now? I think 18 feet. Mm. Then I can take two in. Three in, 18 feet. No, it's so many variations that it doesn't work. Now I'm gonna try and do it manually. Uh, but as others, I cannot guarantee anything. I cannot guarantee that you will put everything, and the long the long putting in in this game is also very hard, and it takes time to read it. So if you're playing competitive or online against other people where there's a time difference, then it might be very hard. But still, I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna see how far. Like I did one putt last round, and I made two putts as best. So let's try and read and see how it works. It says 9 feet, but how can I trust that one? I don't trust it at all. Okay, let's try. We'll go up high, so it's that one is 2, so it's 1, 1, 2, and this one is 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Now it has already turned back again, so now I have to switch the lines, so it's 1, 1, and it goes back the 2 halves up there, 1, 1, still a 1, and the last one a 1. It said 9 feet, but I don't trust 9 feet at all. But I'm gonna do it since this is an experiment on the reed. And it's not even close, right? It's not even close. So I have to take a bit higher. Let's say 14 feet then. Okay? So it's 1 on the first line there, and it's 1, and this one 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and it goes back 1, 1, 1, 1. And I said 13 feet, didn't I? Let's do 15 feet. This is an extremely hard read because you have to go above the line there. And still, that is pretty good read, right? So I found the speed quite fast. And this is kind of what you have to do on the first. Can I do it to the same? So 15 feet, okay. So it's 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and 1, and then it goes back 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is also close. And that putt I would be really happy to, because it's one or two, like one or two speeds wrong, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Start again. 15 feet. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1 back, 1 back, 1 back. No, that one didn't go. as planned. But still, it is a good putt, and I would most probably hit the next one. So it's a two putt in sum. So that's totally okay. Now I did the counting in my head just to try and the same. Doesn't have the speed right. I did 15 and I did hit it earlier, but let's see now. This is changed 16, and the ball is in the middle, and it's in the middle there. It goes 1 and 1, so it's a half. So it's half like that, and or they will cancel. I'm sorry, they will cancel it themselves out because it goes the other way. So the first line goes from left to right, and the last line goes from right to left. Therefore, those two will cancel themselves out. So it's 1, 1, 1, half and half, 1, and 1 the other way, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. That is where I think it will be. And I'm okay with that putt. It's 1 feet to the hole. And I can do the same. I think I will go up to 17 because I might have done a small read. The first two cancel itself out. And it's 1, 1, 1. They barely move. 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Closer. Let's try 18 feet then. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Hmm. There is some place I read wrong. Let's try 19. 1, 1, 1, 1. And the other side 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Whisks by. So let's try something else then. 19, 1, 1, 1, half, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1. Now it was on the other side. So now I did too much. So I got 1 on manual putting, 2 on automatic putts, but 1 on the last automatic putt, or not automatic, but putting line. So now I'm gonna try one more time with the manual. That is just fair. And let's hope I will get it better this time. Ja, det var det då. So let's try the counting again. We were up to 15, we can try 16 feet then. And they will cancel it out on the last one. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 1, 2, 3 back. Good try. I'm gonna count in my head now, so I'll try that now. Nej, det kan ta. Gott att se. Got kind of too much to design, so maybe a 5 is a 6 and a 4 is a 5. Let's try that. Let's go to 16 feet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. And it goes there. 1, 2, 3. Still goes a bit too much on the side there. If I had taken 15 there, it might have been better. Because the turn doesn't come as fast, so we can try that now. 15. Better, but he doesn't take that counter. So it's a bit more needed. So here's 16 feet. The two halves will cancel themselves out. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1. And it goes over 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Hey Thunder, how are you? Just trying to have a small tutorial on putting. Was asked on YouTube if I wanted to try and make my technique, so I'm trying. My technique involves in counting, so I'm trying to count the lines in the squares. The speed is so and so. It usually is set up pretty good, so even the lines there on the first and the last is cancelled out. So it's 1, 1, 1, and two halves is 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. This one should go straight in, but we have to see. Close, but no cigar. Mm, try 18, see how it goes. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Let's go! Still missing. So then I'm not reading it correctly. It shouldn't be that much over. 18, 2, 3, 1. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. It's hard to read the putts. Really appreciate you stopping by, Thunder. It means a lot to me. Still missing. And those lines can't be a 3. Goes too slow for that. But maybe the other is kind of a half, so it's... Let's try that. Go to 18 feet. And that's a 1 on the 2 squares. And the 1 on the 2 next squares. So 1, on to the right, and it's a 2, and it's a 2, and it's a 2, and it's a 2, 3, 1, 1. Back to the tutorial, then it's always okay. I can do it over. Let's it's it's kind of easier. It's kind of easier on the short putts because it's much more reliable with the speeds, and when it becomes long putting, then it's hard either way. But I can show you what I tried um, to show the audience. So if you look at the screen, it says like 7 feet is where it's aimed, and the lines go pretty slow. So the first square here, you count the backwards line, the line that you're standing on with your right foot. So that one and the last one, because the ball is in the middle, you have to count it as a whole. So it's this one I would count as a 1, and this one I would count as a 1. So if you hit them together, then that is kind of a 2. It might be just logical in my head, but either way. So it's this is a 1. It might be a 2 actually. It might be a 2. This is a. I think that's a 1 because I'm reading it as a 2, and then I have to take it half since it's in the middle. So it's halfway to the next square. So if that's a 2, then you take it to 1 to the side. The next one is a 2, 2 to the side. Next one there is a 3, and the last one is a 2. Let's hit and hope. It was the perfect line. Not the easiest to explain, to be honest, because I just I just tried to figure it out, to try and read the lines, and you have to account for the half of the hole and the half of the ball. So when it goes faster, and if it's a longer putt like this, like 40 feet, then you have to start to count the other squares as well. So kind of on the short putts up to 15, 14 feet, this is exceptional when you try to manually do it. There's also a putting line that you can have on, which makes it more easy to see the line, but the line is almost never perfect, so you have to consider everything still. So in my mind, it was 7 feet to the hole, and that one was a 2, so it's a 1, and it's a 2, and it's a 3, and it's a 2. And take it up to 7 feet, and you sink the putt. Or miss. Oh, great tutorial. don't know what I did on the last one. Did I overhit it? It's weird. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. And the same again. 1, 2, 3, and a 2. Let's try the next one. So now we're at 11 feet. The ball is in the middle of the square, so that's a half, and the hole is in the middle, so it's also a half. But it's half from the last line, and it's half from the first line. So on this square where the ball is at, I count the line behind the ball and half it. So this is a 2, maybe a 3. Then it's a 1, or perhaps it's a 2. So that comes in a consideration at the end, where you feel the line is. And that is how I kind of putted on the PGA 2K version. Then I always felt like it was going this way, right? So in the first square there, I would count that as a 3. So it's 1, and I'll take 2. The next square is a 3, and the next square there, where my arrow is now, is also a 3. The next one is a 4, and this is also a 4, I would believe. And then you have to count the half of this one, which is 4, then it's a 2. And it was 11 feet, and we'll see how it goes. Now it was a bad touch there. A bit hard. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a 1. Good read. And again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And it goes in. So now I have the line. Thank you, Thunder. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, barely. 1, 2, 1, 2. Actually, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Just to counter that one there. Still goes in. So that is basically how I am playing this game when it comes to putting. My daughter is laughing. I wonder if she's laughing at me. Or perhaps it's Hoagie. So, in all general, to my viewers, to my YouTubers that asked me this question, I think that the manual putting is much more forgiving than actually having the line and trying to align it with the correct speed and everything. And when you're manually putting, then you also adjust the speed in what you think. If it's an uphill putt, maybe you need a bit more, then the lines will go a bit slower, and you have to counteract every aspect of it. But it's so much more rewarding when a long putt, which you have used your time to read and to count, and it goes in, and it's like crazy. And the downside of it, of course, is the time you have to use, and when you're playing other online players, it will also affect, like, you cannot read 100% perfect and so on, but you get the feel of the lines, you get the feel of the squares, and in all general, you will read faster in your mind than reading out loud as this one. Then you have to kind of try and adjust and do the best you can. But if you have a excuse me, if you have a 25 feet, a 15 feet, and you end up like 1 feet to 3 feet, then it's still a very good putt, because you will set the next one. And if you are bad at reading and bad at counting, and your thought about the hole, your thought about how fast it goes, it will it will perhaps make you a 3 putt or even a 4 putt, and then your playing partners will not be so happy with you. But yeah. How long are you going to stay on, Thunder? Maybe I can do a quick round for you to see. I can play the Ryder Cup. Oh, you can actually play the Ryder Cup. That's cool. Take the Marco Simone. Of course, Paul and huh? Why am I playing with the Americans? Or is this just a choice? Where can I choose? Or I cannot choose. Are you playing Starfield as well? Me too, mate. I'm on my 3rd run of the main quest. Because if you play the main quest over and over, you will get more XP each time, and you will also get greater greater things like better weapons and so on and so on. I wish I could choose. I wish I could choose which side I wanted to be on. Awesome, awesome. I'm playing like a sniper build on Starfield, and now I finally got the best sniper, but it's not so silent.
As these two evenly matched squads battle to see who will lift the trophy at the end of the afternoon. That first one's always important in what figures to be a tough match. And that one safely in the fairway of this opening par 4.
Oh, I have to sit and watch. I'm playing for America. The legendary hard target. It's not it's not it's not the one with the best damage. The highest damage is the what's it called? I don't remember the name. But the hard target with the silencer is wow. It's incredible.
Well, not as close to the pin as you
Yeah, mag sniper on paper, yeah.
On a regular basis, you're going to have a chance.
I don't remember what was the backspin on this one. Can't reach with that one, so I have to take finesse.
This could be a good one. It was a good shot coming in here. I know it's a little long, but still inside that tee.
Yeah, true. True. You're very true.
To make birdie. This one's tracking on a very good line. Look out. Oh,
Wow.
maybe a sign of things to come. A long one for birdie at the first. Going to need to match that birdie now. This to tie the hole.
That was one incredible putt. It looked like Hovland. Now I have the manual putt. So it's on the line there. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. At least I birdied.
Here at 1. Now to the second, another par 4. This is a bear, though, at 506 yards. Tee shots need to avoid a large central bunker, as well as 2 more further up the left side.
Thank you, sir. Did it touch? Yeah, it touched. Blah.
And that's going to miss the fairway. So after the birdie at 1, he'll need to play his second at 2 from the rough.
It shouldn't be too bad where he is. He should
That
be
doesn't
peaceful
look
with
like
the birdie.
Hovland. I don't know who I'm playing. I didn't see it. There's a nice shot in the fairway there.
Second shot.
Just say
Look at the
Europe. Let's see how his approach is. Yeah, it just says Europe. It doesn't say his name, so you kind of have to look at the animation. But I think that
Look good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but
might
still,
be.
inside 40 feet. Just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Hmm. Gusting a bit as well. Hopefully it will just jump a bit.
This one has a chance to be close.
I can be happy with that.
Well, that is a proper iron shot. Good full swing too, and gets the result it deserves. Great shot.
Oh, I missed the putt, so then I can go one up if I'm making this one. But I'm still gonna count, so it's 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1. And it will come back to the hole. Yep.
Yeah, well done. It's a birdie here at the second. Now to the third here at Marco Simone at 453 yards. It is the third of 3 par 4s to start out. Unlike the first 2 holes, this one bends to the right. And those who decide to take on the dog leg can often be rewarded with a short iron for the approach.
That should go over, so I can give it a bit more oomph. Should leave a good wedge shot in.
Good, solid tee shot.
Because Hovland has more darker brown here, if I'm not wrong. And the animation in itself doesn't look like Hovland. Hovland is from Norway, and this guy, I don't know. Maybe on the score sheet I can see. No, it just says mine.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Now I'm playing on US team, so I wanted to play on Europe because I'm from Europe, so that's a nice approach.
Okay, that's the first, the last.
Hmm.
That's a great shot.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good.
Ah,
That's a
not the best approach. It's 10 feet away.
11 feet away.
1, 1. Those will cancel out. I'll just hit and hope there. Yeah, got the birdie.
It's a birdie. Now a chance to win this hole if this next putt doesn't go down. Okay, nicely done. That's
It was an easy putt for him.
Our first par 3 of the round avails itself
So now it's a par 3.
2 bunkers right of the green should be avoided at all costs.
Yeah, 1 up. Can go a bit behind there, and it should go towards the hole. The gusting is very hard to read.
All right, you take those all day
14 feet.
on the green, chance for birdie coming up.
It's 200 yards, so it's a very hard par 3. He did a little cut. That's missable. 25 feet.
This is gonna end up
Hmm.
safely on the putting surface. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stevens.
Looks like a really hard putt.
Movement, there really isn't much to this, just a slight uphill to deal with.
He
Not
missed.
Pretty comfortable spot here.
13 feet.
In the hole.
So it's 2 there. The hole is in the middle, so it's one, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Please make this read correct. Yeah.
The pace absolutely perfect there. Down the slope.
2 up.
In for a birdie. Onwards to the 5th here at Marco Simone. It is the first of 2 shortish par 4s. This one at 376 yards. It's the first hole where water really comes into play. Those going with driver off the tee will need to keep their drives right, leaving a short approach to a somewhat tilted green.
Stay on the fairway, please. Yeah, a bit off, but should be okay.
Long tee shot. Fairway does get narrow down there. A little unlucky to get into the first cut.
Oh, he bounced out of the bunker. Wow.
Tee shot finds the first cut.
He is lucky that that wasn't plugged, so he has a perfect
First cut, his second.
yeah, exactly how. Oh, nice one with the yeah, it's been raining, yeah. It's concrete in the Look at this one. This is for you, Thunder.
Okay, not a bad lead. That's a good shot. Let's bring in Notivagay the third for a look at birdie.
And these are the putts you drill when you're on the putting green before the round. This should have a good chance.
It's not Tommy Fleetwood, and it's not Hovland. It's not Rory.
Good read. It's a birdie here at 5. The sixth, as mentioned, is another short par 4. This one at 381 yards. It plays uphill with a deep fairway.
381.
Problematic bunkers up near the green.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Just yeah, I think I just have birdies.
What a front side this has been. Already a commanding lead in this match. Here's another
70 yards.
in the short grass.
So 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. Don't have the scores. Oh, he actually chose 3 wood to get a longer 127 yards to the hole. I have 770. Perhaps he likes that better. Wow. He didn't account for the slope there, the lie.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
No.
Okay, on the green, but that's gonna leave a
Took off too much. Good chip.
chance here. Very long putt though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That's a full one, so that's 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Ah! One too many, perhaps.
5 feet left.
First par.
Okay, that'll guarantee at least a push. That's in for par. Safely in for par here at the 6th.
Still 2 up in the match.
Difference will stay at 3. The 7th is the longest of the par 3s here at Marco Simone at 222 yards.
230 yards. Wow.
Protecting a long kidney-shaped green. Players who do not dial in the yardage just right can be left with an extremely difficult 2-putt.
Have to hit the small there and go. Yeah, happy with that.
I mean, this is a clinic in how to play the game. Just keep everything hole high, give yourself a look for birdie, and that's what he'll have coming up.
He's gonna do a draw, it seems like. and it didn't draw, so
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Anything close will do. This for par to win the hole.
it's not to win the hole when I'm putting for birdie. What are you talking about?
That is painful.
I mean, all you got to do, just hit it. Just hit it.
Yes,
Another birdie,
right in.
another
Here at the
point.
The eighth hole is the longest of the
Yeah, he
players
seems
here,
very impatient.
measuring out at a full 525 yards. Because of its length, this is a par 5 for the members, as water is in play up the entire left side of the hole and leads to a green that extends right around the hazard. All right, in the fairway. This starting toward the right side.
Okay, drive, but he has far away in 208 to the hole, so it shouldn't be so close, but you never know what Team Europe can do. They won the Ryder Cup this year, so takes a little draw. Oh, it looks really good. No, it didn't bounce at all. So unlucky for him.
Iona, this is second.
We have 124 yards left to the hole. Pin in the middle, so it's a green light.
I like the looks of this one.
Didn't come back as much as I wanted.
Really aim at the middle of just about every single green. If you did it all day long, some of those would finish up close. And you'd have plenty of birdies.
Oh, this looks good. Didn't run all the way through.
This is an 11-foot putt.
2, 2, 1. 1.5. I think that's all to it. Hopefully. Perfect.
Oh, yes, indeed. The line there, perfect. It is in for a birdie. The ninth hole is where we find the first of 3 par 5s here at Marco Simone. This one at 587 yards. Similar to the eighth, water is an issue up the entire left side of the hole. The green is well protected too, with 2 bunkers left, 1 to the right, and that aforementioned water coming into play on shots long or left.
A little bit of a miss hit on the power drive there, but I have to try and make green in 2. He's playing out a 3-wood. And he hits the tree. He got to the first cut, but it's 289, so he shouldn't be able to hit the green in two. So he has to lay up there, and he has to chip it in.
After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position.
I have 176
Now,
left.
down there, a good look at a second to the par 5.
Spin, 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 spin. Oh.
Got every bit of that, threw it all the way there and got it to stop.
I wonder if I'm
Two on the par 5.
thinking wrong. Because if I put in my mind front spin, then it goes high and it shouldn't.
Beautiful canvas to putt from here.
We'll have to putt this for eagle. The first line there, I think it's a 3. And the 2. And the 2. And the 2. 1. 1. 1. And another 1.5. Eagle.
That's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3. Superb. The backside begins here with a par 4 10th at 453 yards. This is a nice hole.
Thank you, sir.
It's hard to believe you could be
So now I'm 6 up, so the
yet find the lush green
round is almost over.
the burbling creek meandering its way along the right side of the hole. Is starting up the right side. Boy, everything coming up roses so far. Another solid drive in the fairway. This match is drawing nearer toward an early finish.
So from your perspective, Thunderspanner, it seems like when I'm counting it, it's spot on. Now it hasn't been the hardest putts, but a few long, a few short, and I've always been kind of spot on. So the putting in itself works, at least on this hole or this course. Very nice approach shot.
Early part of this second iron, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
I'm just gonna try now to see if the front is more backspin. Because if so, then I've kind of missed it from the start here.
Good chance at one.
Yeah, okay, so that's backspin then.
I always looked inside that 15 feet circle. Anything inside that was going to be a
That's a hard putt because I'm up the hill, so it's a downhill putt, I believe. So please just miss this one. Ah, perfect putt. Will I lose a point in this one? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It feels wrong, but I made it.
Yes, rolls it right in. A birdie here at 10. Now to a risk-reward hole, the 329-yard par 4 11. It's a dogleg left, slightly uphill with water coming into play on the left-hand side. Bombers
I
will have a
don't
chance at going for glory. Well, the green is
have to go for glory, but
and left, and some serious humps and hollows to the right. Oh, he's pulled it.
wow. Wow, wow, wow. That went really long over.
Absolutely crushed.
Wow.
That's up the left side.
That's a fairly decent break. Ball managing to finish up in the first cut as opposed to the rough. The only thing really to worry about now is whether the ball spins or not.
He's not gonna make it on this one. But can I chip it?
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. Ball not sitting too badly here at number 11. This is second shot.
It's good, I'm happy with that one. He might miss this one. He might run. It's not 100% easy putt. Oh, this is hard. It's either a 6 or a 7 on the side there. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 4, 2. Not too much. But not bad at all. Not bad at all. He's for par. Am I for birdie? He got the par.
Can't lose the hole. That's safely in for par.
Yeah, I'm on for par as well. Yeah, because I didn't hit the...
So that brushed in for par here at 11. The grandeur of this place really hits you when you stand on the tee here at the par 5 12. Tee shots will need to navigate 3 left side bunkers and another larger bunker to the right. From there, 3 more bunkers are very much in play around the green for those trying to get home in 2. Yeah, good swing and a good result, as that is safely into the fairway.
401 yards total. You can be happy with that. It is 6 down now. If I win this hole, Thank you, sir. If I win this hole, then I have won the match. It's hard sand.
Well, we've seen people
It doesn't.
into from here, but it's going to be a tough task.
It doesn't really dig itself down.
The bunker.
Wow. Wow. That's an incredible. Yes, this is the newest EA PGA game.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Rich. Two good shots into this par 5 and a chance to be more than well rewarded.
What's disappointing?
That one had to feel good.
Yeah, struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
Oh, yes, a statement putt right there. That'll definitely put the pressure on. It'll take another eagle to tie this hole.
Yeah, most of the times it definitely
This is likely going to be
should.
much to overcome another lost hole.
But I believe
Now, 7.
I don't know. I've seen it plugged
Was a no
in the sand, but it can be different from
7 and 6 victory.
hole to hole. But I won the match. That is my settings, Thunder. So you have to alter everything. Like green speeds are tournament and first cut is long. But you there is no kind of random, if you know what I mean. So what they have done in terms of, let's take Scotland, on the classic course there on Scotland, it's always windy, so that will be high up. But yeah, there should be a random, or even that the game would fetch the daily windage or something like that. So yeah. I still don't know who I played, and I don't know why I cannot change the faction. Ah, okay. Now I see. So it's the match, then I can choose whether to be Europe or US from here. Okay. So if I do Ryder Cup foursome Europe versus USA, then I will be. Then we can take Oak Hill. I think it was about $79 or something like that. I'm not quite sure on the current what's it called? So I cannot choose Hovland. It's just a randomized golfer. That is a bit disappointing. I'm playing Sander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler. But I cannot choose a name here. Like Hovland should be here. I should be able to choose from Tommy Fleetwood, Rory McIlroy. Not sure on the other one. But I can't choose any of them. That's very, very disappointing.
Now, from the East Course at the Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York, we welcome you to this EA Sports special presentation of the Ryder Cup. No quarter taken by either of these squads on day one. It was an even 4-4 draw. So now it makes this Saturday morning session an important one.
Yes, same here. I don't get you wrong, mate. There are 2 golf games out now. It's the PGA 2K23, which is from 2K, and it's if you go back in the history of the 2K, then you have the game called the Golf Club, which is the first in the series, but then after the Golf Club 2, then it was bought by 2K. And the Golf Club and the Golf Club 2 was insanely good, because that was as simulation as it could be. You didn't hit 400-yard drives. You didn't have the best spins, and you always had to count for anything that was in your path. So the Golf Club is one of the best golf games that I've actually played. And like 2K23 now and this one, they are quite similar, and they could both if they had been put into one game, it would be really good. But still, it would be too much arcade, and kind of the best way to play both of these games are if you could make it like a simulation. So if you had a simulator at home, wow. If you had a simulator at home, playing with your own clubs and everything like that, then it would be something totally different, and it would be the golf game that nothing could compare, and everything kind of would be read from how you swing, how you stand, the balance. Everything would kind of come into play, and it's many people that has a lot of cash have the same thing, or have the simulator, because all these courses, even the courses, like if you take PGA Tour 2K23, then you can make your own courses. And I started modeling the courses there because if you go into like the satellite images, then you can download and you can point out the green and you can get the elevation from. Yeah, correct. From there, I've made 8 or 9 courses which people has tried, and like they have asked me to model out their local course, and then I found the elevation on even if it was in America, then I could go to the government pages and I would get the elevation data. I don't remember the file name now, but it's been a long time since I did it. And once they played their home course, which I created for the game, they were like impressed that it was so similar, and the height differences and everything was kind of spot on. But of course the correct house in the correct spot and everything could never actually be done because you have so limited chances or choices. But if you put a house there, they will still recognize it as, oh, that's the house, and so on. But it will never be 100%, and it won't be like these games that are totally scanned. So let's try a long putt now, and this will move immensely. I don't think I'm gonna count this. I'm gonna take a feel of how I feel it will go. It goes quite fast. It's around here, I believe. Woo, pretty good. So that's the third method of putting. It's the feel that you see how it goes, and then it just something inside you that, yeah, guesstimate, and it just feels correct, and that wasn't far off. It was actually a very good putt from me with the guesstimate.
The longest on the course. It is a stout test. Bunkers and out of bounds loom on the right side of the fairway, with trees running along the left.
True.
Okay, not much to fault so far. Early 2-up advantage, and that drive safely in the fairway. No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. So in the fairway, but a pretty good number carry here for a second to the par 5. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5, Frank. got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to
Yeah,
avoid
exactly.
so far downfield.
And that kind of threw me off a bit because it says itself. If you hit under the ball, of course it will give backspin, and if you go on top of the ball, it will go a lower flight, and it will roll much more. So that is definitely a physical error, or
This one gonna
they
really
just
keep distance control.
didn't think. I have no explanation for it. Okay, this one I can try and read and count. And it's so far up, so it's only the second. So it's 2, 1. Those 2 in the middle is a 1. And creeping up there is a half, and a half will cancel out. And it's those 2 lines become 1. Those 2 lines become 1. And it's a 1 there, and back again 1. The other 2 I cannot read, so I'll do a 1 there. Ooh.
Close. Couldn't actually score on that putt. This is a 9-footer.
That was close. It was a good read, but missed. Ooh. They're not particularly good putters. Birdie to win the hole. Come on, don't miss this one. Whew.
To that, it is a birdie here at 4. The 5th hole here at Oak Hill is entirely new as of a recent renovation. Inspired by the original 6th hole, it checks in at an even 180 yards. 4 bunkers in total ring this plateaued green. If your tee shot doesn't wind up on the putting surface, par becomes a risky proposition at best. That one safely on the putting surface.
Good luck on getting the sniper, Thunder. Really appreciate the lurk, and really appreciate you coming into my stream and saying hi and keeping it lively. Thank you.
And that gonna wind up on the green. Look here at birdie.
And players of this caliber should make this on a regular basis pretty flat with just a slight movement to the left.
Wow. Love you gets 2, mate.
Okay, that'll guarantee at least a push. That's in for par. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. Now to the 6th, which in fact was the old 5th hole here in years gone by. It's a long par 4 at a full 500 yards. Allen's Creek, which we saw on hole 1, makes an appearance here as well. This is the number 1 handicap hole, so par is a very good score. That one up the right side. Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that. That is a fine tee shot right there. And that one's going to hit hard. Get a little bit of run out, and that is going to wind up just fine. Well, not as close to the pin as you'd like, but when you find greens in regulation on a regular basis, you're going to have a chance. This one looks right on point.
Oh, nothing wrong with that iron shot. It's a good one. Just a little short, a little right, but still a very good place to putt from.
Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, they'll settle. The Europeans now with a chance to pad their lead. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. The 7th now is a par 4 at 460 yards. Allen's Creek runs up the right side of the hole before darting directly across the fairway. The approach is a tough one, too. Uphill to one of the more challenging greens on the entire golf course. That's going to be up the left-hand side. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there.
That's a pretty good break there to finish up in the first cut. With that ball sitting up fairly well, a lot more options available.
From the rough into the bunker or the frying pan into the fire, sometimes mistakes they just have a way of compounding themselves. careful of this ball checking up too soon, as he'll try to get this just right. That's out of the bunker, but it does not find the green. It's into the rough. Now this for birdie.
Yeah, and there's two things to think about with this putt, that right to left break and also the slope. It is quite quick and will demand a soft touch.
I don't think he's going to fall in love with that one, Frank, but it won't hurt him.
No, but you'd expect from there to sort of get it within kicking distance. Now you've got to work.
Okay, so that'll be a bogey, and it likely will not be enough to hold up on this hole. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. The 8th hole checks in at 430 yards. After dealing with narrow landing zones on the previous 2 holes, players here no doubt appreciate a large driving area here at 8. 3 deep greenside bunkers guard against a very large green that can yield a 3-putt if the approach is not accurate.
Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad.
Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. This now his second from just off the fairway.
It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
Oh, that ball releases beautifully, and that is how you do it. A chance to extend the lead now for Team Europe. Okay, nicely done. It's a birdie at number 8. The final hole on Oak Hill's front side is this one, the 480-yard 9th. This is a demanding uphill dogleg right featuring a fairway that gets narrower the farther a tee shot travels. Players will want to avoid going right, as a tee shot in that direction could lead to being blocked out by trees, or worse yet, wind up out of bounds.
Cool looking shot.
look here at birdie.
Ever so slightly right to left. I'm not sure you can give the hole away here.
Footer. The line. Perfect there. And that's in for a birdie. We begin the back nine here at Oak Hill with a 430-yard par 4 10th. This hole runs somewhat parallel to the first, so that means Allen's Creek is once again an issue, as indeed it crosses the 10th fairway at right about the 300-yard mark. Okay, that's going to do just fine. Kind of worked out of this 3-down hole, and that's a good start. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Couldn't ask for anything better. Split the fairway, and now I'll have a go at this second shot. Here we go.
It was a good shot coming in here. I know it's a little long, but still inside that 10-foot circle is always good, and even money, really, to make birdie.
And that going to wind up safely on the putting surface. That's a well-played hole, and that will swing the pressure to the other side as this one in for a birdie. Now this to prevent the Americans from winning the hole. Yes, a good roll there. That's in for birdie. Now to the longest par 3 of the course, the 245-yard 11th. It is said that 2,000 tons of sand were used during renovation of Oak Hill, and plenty of it wound up right here, as large bunkers protect the green that's been raised nearly a foot from its prior location. Okay, that's going to end up right in the middle of the green. This one is all about touch and feel and creativity. Coming down that huge slope, though it is a birdie putt. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
That one kind of took off on him. That'll happen sometimes coming out of the bunker, and that scoots right on by. The Europeans now with a chance to pad their lead.
Oh, now that is going to hurt.
All right, so just a bogey, but that'll be good enough to at least get a tie here and still possibly even win the hole. Safely in. It's a bogey here at number 11. The par 4 12th is a visually intimidating one. It's not long by most standards at an even 400 yards, but 2 bunkers have been added in the landing area off the tee, so precision is a key. This one started up the right side. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball.
It's a nice break. Much rather prefer the first cut in the rough. And with that ball sitting up, the only thing I've got to worry about is width. Really nothing wrong with that approach shot. Just a little shy of where you'd like to finish up, but still, one good putt, maybe a birdie.
And that'll do just fine. This now for birdie at 12.
Yeah, it's just very slightly up the hill. I don't think it's going to move more than a ball or so to the right.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. A chance to extend the lead now for Team Europe. Okay, that'll help the cause. It's a birdie here at number 12. Now to the 13th, the second par 5 on the course. This one known as the Hill of Fame. This is another of the holes that has been redesigned in recent years and features a brand new green that's faithful to designer Donald Ross's original vision. A plaque dedicated to him on the course features his quote, "Golf should be a pleasure, not a penance." And indeed, a couple of pleasing shots here would lead to a birdie.
I don't know about that one. Ball in the first cut. Could have gone a little further down the fairway. But still, hey, what am I saying? In good place now.
That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5. This is looking really good.
Well, there's a good strike in there. Just a little left of the hole, but inside 10 feet. That's about 50-50 chance on the PGA Tour of making a birdie.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Oh, that's a nice putt. It's in for birdie, and it will put the pressure on to try and match. Now, to tie the hole for the Europeans. Confidently done there. That's in for birdie here at 13. We turn southward as we arrive at the 320-yard par 4 14th. This one's known as Bunker Hill, and for good reason. A total of 6 bunkers needing to be navigated from tee to green. This is maybe the biggest risk-reward hole on the entire course. Not holding back. This is a big swing.
Oh, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Not a big issue, though it is in the rough. Should have a go at this one. Second shot now, 14th hole. Okay, a little left to do, but safely on the green. So he may need to choke up on this one as he gets set for his second. Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. That is a good-looking pass out of the bunker right there. Got that to stop in a good place, leaving just a few feet for par. The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. The 15th now, the final par 3 of the round, features a plateaued green with 2 front bunkers and another one left. This is a tough hole, unless your name is Michael Block. Remember, he was able to fly his tee shot into the cup for the unlikeliest of aces in the final round of his incredible run in 2023. Okay, safely aboard. A look at birdie here at 15.
And this putt's going to want to go left all day long. It's back up the slope as well.
Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And that's not going to do it. So all of a sudden, the deficit is up to 4. That's going to do it. A win here for Team Europe at 15 to finish.